Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, respected principals from all 25 regions, participants, dear participants from 25 regions, training associates primary from all ZETs, my dear friends from ZET Mumbai, and I am Punna Rao here. On behalf of ZET Mumbai, I take this opportunity and deem it as my fortune to welcome Sri N.R. Murali for 6-day workshop on foundational literacy and numeracy program. It is a numeracy program as a part of FLN. Sir is kind enough to join this program and as a chief guest to inaugurate this 6-day workshop. I welcome all the participants. I welcome all the principals. I welcome my colleagues from ZET Mumbai. I welcome all the training associate primary from all ZETs, 5 ZETs. I on behalf of all the participants, sir, I welcome you today for this 6-day workshop on foundational numeracy as a part of FLN. Murali sir is known for his passion for his innovations and experimentations and research oriented. Is a good academician, and the program is numeracy program is his brainwave and his brainchild. He is kind enough today to join with us to give the keynote address and also bless all the participants and to go about the program, how to organize in the respective regions by the direction of the directors who are the principals now from different regions who joined. And I welcome sir today to this 6-day workshop on foundational numeracy for the participants of all over India and from all the 25 regions, 2 participants from each region and 1 principal who will be acting as a director to organize this program in their respective regions. On behalf of all the participants, I welcome you, sir, to bless the participants and give the keynote address and the importance of the program and also the instructions to be followed, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, sir. Sir Murali, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Sir. Good morning, sir.
At the outset, I extend a hearty welcome to all of those who have joined this online program. Especially, I'm happy to welcome Dr. Shweta, Mr. Punna Rao, all the principals from the 25 different regions of KVS, and the participants of this program, HMs and primary teachers. We are all aware of the fact that NEP 2020 has been notified. It has proposed a radical shift to the structure of school education system. And in addition, it has proposed that the pedagogies should evolve towards more experiential approach and strategies so that the students are well prepared to face the challenges and the opportunities that the fast evolving knowledge landscape is providing. And in this regard, a special focus, a special emphasis is given to foundational literacy and numeracy. And it has been categorically stated that good quality FLN needs to be ensured by 2025. It is also common sense that when one desires to build a good quality structure or a superstructure, a very firm foundation is an essential requirement. It equally holds good for learning too. Here again, if somebody needs to learn well at a later stage, the foundational learning needs to be strong, needs to be fluent, needs to be appropriately gained. And in case if there are gaps in the foundational learning, be it literacy or numeracy, with the advancement of time, these gaps are going to widen. And widened gaps indicate that the handicap that the learners are going to face in future. And as a consequence, the academic achievement of learners at a later stage with significant learning gaps at an early stage is going to be very, very limited. And in fact, the empirical studies have also established that the early skills demonstrated by students, be it at the exit at the kindergarten stage or at the grade 1 or 2 levels, they are clear markers of subsequent scores in the later elementary education and also in further studies. So when research is also supporting the common sense observation that we need to pay attention to the foundational skills of the learners. And then when it comes to the foundational skills, the two aspects, literacy and numeracy, are highlighted. And you might ask the question, as we have more and more subjects at higher levels, why not we have many things at the lower level too? The reason I believe is very simple. When knowledge is beginning to be gained or constructed by the learner, it remains in a simple form. And in a simple form, these are the only two things that one need to look for. And of course, there is a great literary work in Tamil. Of course, it has been classified under the moral category of moral texts. And one in that literary work called Atichudi says, Endum Eluthum Kannanathavum. It is identifying literacy and numeracy to be the two eyes of human beings. If somebody has only one, it is insufficient for somebody to have a good vision, good quality functioning eyes. Both the eyes are essential. And in fact, there are many ways of elaborating this, but then I would not like to go into that because that is not the theme of this program. The theme of this program is on numeracy. In fact, from the earliest times in the academic world, only 3 disciplines were considered to be basic subject disciplines. One is the languages. It could be any language for that matter. Second is logic. And third is history. These 3 are considered to be the basic academic disciplines which do not depend on anything else. But then today we call mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology as independent or basic subject disciplines. Yes, they have evolved to such a level. And they have evolved to such a level that we need interdisciplinary or cross-disciplinary approaches to make further progress. So if logic is one of the fundamental academic subject disciplines, then mathematics, numeracy is a representation of mathematics, and it is the finest of the applications of logic that one can ever find in this world. And therefore, we need to build this capacity in all the learners. And if this capacity is built, then possibly our learners would turn out to be productive future citizens of this country. And keeping this in mind, along with the finding of the fact that the rate of learning is the fastest when the children are young. As they grow old, the rate of learning also possibly comes down and then reaches a kind of a plateau unless and otherwise somebody makes efforts to deliberately keep the rate of learning very high. In fact, you can very easily see for yourself, if you have stopped serious studies, serious reading for some time, and then suddenly take up to sit with a very serious publication, very serious book, it would be extremely difficult for one to read it, leave aside comprehending it in full, and then appreciating the ideas conveyed in that kind of a book, in that kind of a work. Therefore, it is essential that we build these kind of numeracy skills in the students. And you might ask, NCF for school education is yet to be notified. The new textbooks are yet to be released. Then why do we do this kind of things? For questions of all this kind, I have only one answer. The NCF that is going to be released soon would be predominantly evidence-based. What the evidence is suggesting to achieve good quality learning, that is going to be included in the roadmap. And if that's going to be included in the roadmap, there is nothing wrong for us to know what evidence is suggesting for developing good quality numeracy skills in the young learners. And this workshop is basically going to deal with the evidence-based strategies. And of course, yes, many of our students many of our teachers could be using some of these strategies, maybe knowingly very well that these strategies are working, or without consciously knowing that these strategies are working, but then since they are exposed to these strategies, they are using it, implementing it. Whatever way the situation, these 6 days we would be exposing the participants to a variety of evidence-based strategies with the idea that this message, that evidence-based strategies are going to help students acquire the skills of numeracy required at this particular age, would in turn be shared with the fellow teachers. And with that sharing, they would be using it in their classrooms. And when teachers use these strategies in their classrooms, then it is obvious that when the learning outcomes for foundational literacy and numeracy are released, and it is hoped that in a couple of months' time, that would be released soon. So when that is rolled out, we would be preparing ourselves to meet those learning outcomes, ensure that our students do attain those learning outcomes. And therefore, this is extremely important for us. In fact, we had only given the requirement to the team of researchers in Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education. They had come up with this design, and we readily accepted the design, and then that's being rolled out in these 6 days. I request you to actively take part in the deliberations, use the practice time that will be given to you between the morning and the evening, and then share what did you do in the group work time in the evening. And that in a sense would consolidate the learning. And with this consolidated learning, I am sure that each one of you would be able to gain a good grasp of what these strategy-based evidences are and how are they going to be put to use in our classrooms. And of course, till NCF is notified, till the learning outcomes are notified, We may not be able to say precisely what exactly we are required to achieve, but then yes, we can definitely make a good sense of what would be the expectation. And with that sense, I request each one of you to approach this and then take part in the deliberations and ensure that the purpose of this workshop is achieved. In fact, before I conclude, I would like to share one particular framework for early numeracy. And in this particular framework, there are broadly 3 different domains related to the early numeracy. They are numbers, relations, and operations. In fact, we use the concept of numbers, we use the concept of relations and the concept of operations in the early mathematics classes. But then, though these are only 3 simple domains, for a person who had gone through it and for a person who is continuously working in these domains, teaching the young kids, there may not be any difficulty in appreciating. But then for a young learner, there would be innumerable number of questions, innumerable number of challenges, and innumerable number of difficulties. We teachers are required to know what these challenges are, what these difficulties are, and come out with ways and means of addressing those challenges, helping them overcome those difficulties, and then only people can have good learning take place. And with that learning only we can say that yes, our students do possess enough and sufficient numeracy skills. Otherwise, you know what happens is, as a rote learning material, we would be sharing with them information, we would be putting some symbols, and then people may relate the symbols with the words. Like you put a plus sign, then they would say it refers to addition, a cross sign, they would say it refers to multiplication. But then when you start exploring the meaning, when you start exploring the purpose or utility, people would be at a loss to answer the questions related to these things. And this is where we need to know the thought process associated with all these 3 domains. And if we know the thought processes associated with all these 3 domains, then we can identify the difficulties, the challenges, the problems, the issues. And once we identify, then we would be able to address. You know, we have a very simple and shortcut solution for all these kinds of problems. And what is our shortcut solution? The shortcut solution is that people are not having a good command over English, and therefore if we can switch over to Hindi, people would learn. I think this is a kind of a quick jump which is not warranted. In fact, children do learn the local language before coming to school without any formal training thoroughly. People can speak without grammatical mistakes, say at the age of 5 when they get into the classroom, the language spoken in the community. So if people possess that kind of a skills, making them think in English, making them think in Hindi is not difficult at all. It is well within our capacity. Only thing is, it is not the language that's a barrier, it is the thought process that's the barrier. It is the idea development that's the difficulty. If the development of ideas, if the thought processes and patterns, if they are attended to, language is absolutely a non-issue for children to learn. And in fact, you see, we cannot and we should not confuse between the skills of expression and the skills of reception. When people are not able to speak, it is a skill of expression. But when somebody has a difficulty in speaking, it does not mean the fellow will have difficulty in listening. Skill of reception is one thing, skill of expression is another thing. Possibly there might be wanting in the skill of expression. And therefore that should not lead us to the conclusion that they are wanting equally in the skill of reception also. That's a wrong notion. Therefore, the task and the target for us is to identify the thought processes, identify the difficulties, identify the issues, and in all these 6 sessions, because these are the people who are researching in these areas, in these domains, they would be able to bring forth before you what kind of issues the young students are facing and how these things are being addressed by the teachers across the globe. And that would be a good insight, that would be a good input for each one of you to take home and practice in your classes. And with this introduction, I once again welcome Dr. Sweta and her team, and thank the director, Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education, for extending his invaluable support in all our endeavors. The directors at IIT Mumbai, Research Associate Mr. Srinivasan, and all the principals and participants who have joined us for these 6 days training program. I wish all the very best for the success of this program. Thank you and welcome once again, one and all, to this program.
Thank you very much, sir. You have enlightened very nicely what is the purpose, what are the aims and objectives of the program, the 6-day workshop. It is very clear to all of us. You emphasized the need for the foundational numeracy and how to go about the program. And these 6 days program also, you have very clearly given to us the instructions. Thank you very much, sir. In spite of your hectic schedule, you have joined with us and blessed the